Live. We are recording.
We are tired.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. This is the Tangents Podcast. If you don't know, Google that shit. My name is Dalibor, and this is my wife, Erica, also known as Fit and Fluffy on the internets. She's a Zumba instructor. She's also got a nice rack. She's apparently on display right now. Today we're doing something a little different. Pepper, go lie down.
Stupid dog. Go on. Couch.
Go lie down.
Good girl.
Stupid dog. Today we're doing something a little different because you decided, well, not decided, you were asked by a friend.
I was tricked. I'm just kidding.
To join a D&D game.
Yes.
And you thought it was a what?
I thought it was a card game or a board game. I think
Okay.
I was confusing it with Magic, the
Okay.
Gathering,
Okay.
as opposed to are there other magics?
That is the only magic, and it can be shortened to just magic.
Yeah.
It is universally known as magic. As a
And
card
I
game.
was saying that when I did that, I did not do well with that either. So.
Right. And I remember you hollering from downstairs. I think I was at work. And you were like, did you teach me magic or D&D?
No,
or was
I private messaged you. I was at work, I think.
Regardless.
Anyway.
Regardless. And you were like, did you teach me magic or did you teach me a different card game like D&D? And I was like, nerds everywhere are just like having like a seizure. Because that's not a card game.
I don't care.
Well, you're going to be playing it, so you have to care.
I know.
So, my knowledge comes from a single play experience. So, just give you that right out the gate. I have played once, and I played as a complete noob. But then after that, I actually was really... I was interested in the game, and I spent a good long time developing a character. Never used it.
How long did you play it for?
I played once, literally.
Oh, just
one,
once?
like one game.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't even like a whole campaign. Campaigns typically last.
What's a campaign?
So okay, let's start off.
What's a dungeon?
Let's start. No, a dungeon
What's
is a
a
dungeon.
dragon?
It's a dungeon is a dungeon. So to start right at the top, the campaign is the whole story. So the dungeon master, which is the person leading the game, the storyteller. The person they don't have like a character, they don't have anything, they play all their characters you talk to. Mm-hmm. You know, the innkeeper, whatever, like
Okay.
the bartender, the people that like give you information or the people you encounter, those are portrayed by the dungeon master.
Okay.
And
so my friend is going to be the dungeon master,
Yes.
is my understanding.
Yes. Game master, dungeon master, same thing, GM, DM, very interchangeable. As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, but that's how I've seen it. They typically have like a folder or a binder or just like they have the whole story written out and they know like essentially whatever you choose, they know what the options are and they know where to go with that. It's like a choose your own adventure.
Okay.
It is really an extensive choose your own adventure.
Okay.
Okay, that's actually
I like choose your own adventure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's actually, I've never thought about it that way, but that's a great way to put it.
So you only have so do they offer you options of
Yeah.
what you do?
Yeah, you can shoot like you can come up with things, and then they just kind of like if they didn't account for your weird choice, they might have to like on the
Find a way to make it fit.
yeah,
what
they have to just
choices
figure out
they had.
what to do with it on the fly. Jeez, I couldn't think of it.
Okay.
But for instance, you know, like they'll say, let's say you're already like you're on the road, and it's like, all right, you guys come up to a crashed cart. And there's a young lady there and a dead troll. What do you do? Now you can ask questions. You can pass her by, and this,
So I could be like, is this a good troll or a bad troll?
well, it's dead. You know, like you could maybe like you could choose to ask questions. But essentially they know like, all right, if you ask questions, this is the way we're gonna go. If you don't ask questions, if you pass this, if you just like skip this whole thing, and we're like, I'm not dealing with this.
What's with the dice? I know there's dice. There's 20 sides, right?
20-sided die. Some characters, depending on what you play, will get a secondary die just for their hit points. So, like some of the fighting characters will have a 12-sided die, and they can only hit maximum of 12.
Okay.
So your roll is how hard you hit.
When do I roll?
whenever you choose an action. So let's say,
so
for
I'm
instance...
assuming that... Fuck. Is this... I don't know if it's going to be an online die or if I need my own die.
Well, I've got die. That's not a problem.
Okay.
But, like, there are online things you could just hit a button and it randomizes an answer for you. But, for instance, let's say we just keep rolling with the scenario. You come up on this cart and you say, we want to ask questions. And you do a persuasion check. Essentially, I want to know, did she kill this troll?
Right.
And then the DM,
Why did she kill the troll?
The DM might say, well, roll a persuasion check. And then you'll roll, and it'll be a 20D. Persuasion check is essentially how well you can ask the question and find out the information you want. So if you say, I want to know if she killed the troll, if you roll and it's a 1, you don't know. You don't even know what language she's speaking.
Oh, okay.
like you're asking and she's like blah 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 gibberish. You have no idea.
Okay.
But if you roll a 20, you know exactly what the answer is, and it's just like going to be a yes or no.
So do they do they just come up with these answers on the fly as well then?
If it's something that like they didn't expect people to say or do. Otherwise,
so, like, if I show up and I'm like, there's a dead troll and this lady, and I say, I want to ask questions. Yeah. Why did she kill him? Do they have like a
you don't know.
He
could have been the fucking the coach hand. You don't know if she killed him.
Well, okay, but like, does the DM have like a 5-page explanation of the different like degrees to which they can answer me on why she killed him? Or
they'll just choose, like, they'll say, like, okay, fine, let's say you say, I want to know if she killed him. You roll, it's a 20, yes, she killed him. Then essentially you all take turns. Let's say there's 6 people. The next person says, all right, I want to know why she killed him. Rolls a 10. Now it's like a 50-50. She's saying something, but she doesn't seem to be saying the whole truth. Like, he attacked me, but like it's not the full truth. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if that's
everything.
Like
I was defending myself.
Right, exactly. So like there's that kind of stuff. They just like choose how much to give you, but they'll have like that full answer. Like if someone said like, because essentially it's scenarios that they can control for the most part. Okay. That's why the stuff that I showed you with bards like seducing dragons and shit and trolls.
That's too much.
That shit's just like not stuff that DMs account for the most part. So that's why they get frustrated. They're like, no, you can't seduce the fucking dragon. like that's not an option. Like, it's a fucking dragon.
But so I don't even know what I don't know. So I have to pick a character.
Yes. You will choose you will choose a race which is less important than the class. So you will choose things like warlock, you will choose things like mage, you will choose things like druid, you know. There's a bunch of...
I don't know what any of these
That video I sent you does a really good job of going through, and like they broke it down in like four groups of classes that he feels every group should have. And I thought that
there's going to be 4 of us as far as I know.
So yeah, everyone's going to pick their own thing, and sometimes
Can everybody be like the same thing?
Sure, everyone can be a fighter. It can be 4 fighters. You're going to end up useless if you need any kind of stealth, you know, like, or you're going to end up dead if you need any kind of distance or range.
Like, so when I pick a character on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I need to commit to this character? Do I need to like create an accent and a backstory?
No. If you want to, you can.
Do I need to like make a costume?
I did. That's what I said. I spent like years on this character, and like, because what I did was I took a character that I created for an X-Men fan fiction that I wrote, and I'm like, I want to convert this into a D&D character, but like as much of it as possible remaining exactly the same. So like I dug deep into like D&D lore and all the books and like all the like figured out where he could have lived for him to be like how he is. It was like
and you like never played again, so it didn't matter.
No, but I still think I would love to introduce that character.
I wish that you could play with us tomorrow.
I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna go to work. But like, yeah, no, like I said, you could go as deep or not at all. Like when I played, I jumped in on someone else's character. They were like, here is the sheet. And what I'm thinking is if this is like, did they say, are they starting like a whole new thing? because realistically, if this is intended to be like a regular thing, because again, this type of thing doesn't happen in one night.
My understanding is that it was intended to be a one-night thing with the potential to do more if we wanted.
I see. So
I think they already have a campaign picked out that's supposed to be like an easy one for like one that for people who've played it won't be bored, but one for people who are new won't be lost.
That's good. So potentially you might not even have to develop the character. You might have to just pick one that they've pre-made, because it sounds like if it's meant to be like a one night thing that like could be done in one night.
Yeah.
It very much could be that they've already got characters.
How long do things take?
There are people that have been playing the same campaign for months, and that's like once a week kind of thing. But like, let's say if you play straight, like people can play the same campaign. Like if you play like an hour or two a day, you can play for weeks. Because again, it depends on how many people are playing, how many questions get asked, like how much damage, healing, all this stuff has to happen.
Knowing me, do you think that I will have fun?
I think you could.
I could. Okay.
I think you could. I mean, again, it's going to depend a lot on the people.
Because here's what happened is my friend, I can't remember if he just randomly put me into a group with people and was like, we're thinking about doing this. Do you want in? I don't remember how that started.
Right.
But it was like, are you interested? And I was thinking it was magic. And I was like, no. And then, but then he said it wasn't. So again, I was thinking it was like a board game or a card game. At which point I was like, like to me, this kind of stuff doesn't really interest me per se. But he seemed really excited about getting me to play. He said he wanted to ask me for a long time. I don't know why. I don't know what I give off that would make me seem like this is something I would be into. And I've never done it, so I can't say that I don't. And then when I realized what it was, I was thinking it was for some reason a little bit more like LARPing.
No.
And so I was like, what have I gotten myself into? But I don't know anything about this. But to be fair, like I've had so much other stuff going on that I've felt kind of overwhelmed, and I've just been like, if I don't move, they can't see me. So to his not defense, to his credit, he's been trying to be very helpful and being like, if you need help, you can talk to our other friend who has done a lot of this. They could help you build a character. Here's links.
So you are building a character. So you need to build a character before that game starts.
No, I don't know, because I've been avoiding it. Because that's what I do when I'm uncomfortable.
So what we could do is you could give me an idea, like you should watch that video.
Okay. I'm going to watch that video. I'll watch the stuff he sent me.
And you should like give me an idea of what you want to play. Because the thing about it is developing character, as far as like all the statistics and like how many hit points do they have, et cetera, you roll for all that.
Okay.
So like when you initially build the character, you roll for all the things. So like you roll for dexterity, you roll for intelligence, you roll for whatever, again, this is where when you develop the character, this is where like the races come into play sometimes. So for instance, if you have a human, they're kind of neutral across the board, but if you have like a dwarf, they're typically like more durable. So like their durability is higher. They might have a little more HP. So like health points. So like it's just like the slide, like you've never collected card games. Like I can't think, like, have you ever have you ever built like a video game character?
I mean,
when you custom create a character at the beginning of a game?
Nah.
Like adjust the eyes and shit?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like that.
So imagine shit like that, but for every characteristic. So like, depending on the race, those sliders just adjust. One's faster, one's slower, things like that. So like, a mage will be way smarter than like a human.
I'm a visual person, and so I feel like this is going to be more storytelling, and I have no attention span.
Well, it depends on how they do it. So it may not just be storytelling. In some cases, there are things like there are digital, there are like online D&D boards.
I think we're doing an online board, but again, I wouldn't know because I have done no research and I have avoided this because it makes me uncomfortable.
Online D&D board online. There we go.
Like, what is the point, I guess?
The point is to get through the game. That's it.
Is it just to get through a game? Is it
to finish the story?
Is it a game or is it a story or it's both?
It's both. I mean, because there is no like predetermined ending. There are several potential endings.
Okay.
And a lot of it depends on what you do. So, like I said, when I was playing, I picked up someone else's character, and it was a new character that they were introducing into an ongoing campaign. Yeah. So it kind of worked for me because like no one else had experience with the character yet, and I was just like, here. They were like, here's the sheet. I'll DM this week, and you can play it. And I got into the situation where like obviously I didn't know any of the rules, but it got into funny shit where I was like, I was playing a lich. And I was like, I want to know what these dudes are after. Because, like, you know, we came up against some, like, guard-type dudes in the forest. And I was like, someone said, I want to roll to ask them, like, what they're looking for. In the meantime, I had said, I want to search them. I'm like, we'll see what they're carrying. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see what they're running. So I rolled high, and I'm searching these dudes. I'm essentially, like, sneaking around, checking their pockets. Somebody else asked them, like, what are you guys looking for? And they're like, we're looking for a lich. And then I was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm patting the pockets of dudes that are looking for me. And I'm like, fuck, roll to run the fuck away? Like, that was my, like, it was completely unintentional. But, like, you run into funny shit like that.
I think that maybe if somebody just gave me, like, a pre-built character, that might be better. Because then I could be like, oh, I have a feeling how this would act.
Yeah. So this is kind of cool. This might be,
I'm so
be
tired.
Interesting if this was a site. I might actually just do this.
I need more hours in the day. I need a day.
I'm gonna just make this real quick.
Maybe I should. Fuck no, I can't take tomorrow off. I should have taken a day off just to study this. I think Roll20 is what we're using.
Oh, cool.
He sent me something about Roll20, I'm pretty sure.
No. Yeah. Okay, so let me see. Because they've got like character sheets and shit like that. It looks like it's free. That's fine, I don't need this. Yeah, there's like instructions and shit. That's cool. So yeah, these are like some of the boards and shit. Like this is like, all right, so you're going down this route. Oh shit, I'm gonna put this on the screen so I don't have to add it later.
Pepper has something very important to say.
Right. So yeah, like this would be, you know, some of the jungles. I'm like, this is just kind of like what they end up looking like, and this is the board. Okay. I'm like, you explore each of these little sections.
All right.
And that's kind of like they just follow you through that. Let me see.
I'm just worried that I'm going to play with people that are really, really into it and that I might offend them if I'm not.
No, you're not going to offend them. No.
Because this is one of those things where, like I said, like I don't really have a big interest in it, but I don't fault anybody who does. It's just not my thing. But I also don't know that it's not my thing because I've never done it.
See, like, I can totally understand why this could be super imposing. This is a lot of information.
What did it say? Yoga?
It said
Yog's
Quest.
These are
different. These are different. What's the word I'm looking for? These are different variants.
I've heard of Warhammer. Wait, Warhammer's a game?
Warhammer is a D&D variant.
Oh, really?
It's just like a sci-fi variant.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, there's a ton of different.
I feel like there was. Remember that game I told you about? I feel like that was another variant of it. I can't remember what it was called.
Let's see, I'm curious. No, there's another one that I played for a hot second. Iron. Nope, I don't have it. But anyway, so let's see. We just go to D&D. Dungeons and Dragons right here.
Okay.
4th edition, 5th edition. Let's say 4th edition. So, like, this is the character sheet. How do you download the character sheet? There we go.
What do you think I should be?
So...
Can't they?
Like,
why?
See, like, this looks...
Does someone have a quiz where it can be like, take this quiz to find out your perfect
Dude, I'm sure there
D&D
is.
character?
I'm sure there is.
And then they ask me questions about, like, Cheetos or Doritos, dogs or cats.
Jeez. So yeah, see like acrobatics, arcana, athletics, buffs, diplomacy, dungeoneering.
What's arcana?
Magic. Endurance, insight, intimidation. It just depends on again, sometimes your character, like the race you choose, again, let's say you choose a dwarf. A dwarf might not be that intimidating, so you might start with like a 2 or a 0 on intimidation with a dwarf. It just depends on like what kind of character you want to play. So if you play like a rogue dwarf, you might not have you might need something else to buff your intimidation. Because like that's the thing is some of these will be 0s, and then you're just relying on the roll. So let's say the dwarf has 0 intimidation, and you're like, I want to rough this guy up for information. You literally only have that dice roll. So if you roll a 10, it's not going to work. But if you roll a 10 and you have a character that has like +2 intimidation, now it's a 12, now it might work. Let's see. I'm trying to think how else. I wonder if there is a quiz. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ideal D&D character.
Creator or something.
Stop.
Quiz. It would be like a quiz.
D&D character, like
quiz.
Choose D&D character quiz.
There you go.
What should your D&D character? Let's see.
Let's do that. Let's find out.
Do you want to use magic?
Yes. Wait.
I want to use all the magic. I'd like to use magic, but I want it to be subtle. Probably not. No.
I want to be subtle.
You want to be subtle. Okay. All right. Number 2. What motivates your character?
Anger.
Anger. Okay. Okay. You enter a labyrinth. What skills will you use to get out? Outsmart the labyrinth and climb over to see the exit. Transform into a bird and fly out. Hack through anything in my way. Charm someone into helping me.
I would transform into a bird.
Okay.
That's not very subtle, but whatever.
I feel like I know where this is going. A battle breaks out. How do you approach a situation? I rush in, try to sneak up on my enemies. I work to support my other party members, but I don't really fight myself. I stay towards the back and try to attack from afar.
I work to support other party members.
Okay, so healer. Do you ever feel like breaking things?
All the time.
All the time is the answer.
Wait, let me see.
Are you sure you don't prefer sabotage that results in huge amounts of epic
actually
destruction?
that. I like that one. Yes, sabotage.
Do you want to play out your hero fantasies or live out the dark impulses you can have in real life?
Oh.
Now, you want to be on the side of... You say, I want to be a hero. I want to be on the side of good, but not necessarily a hero. I want to play out complicated and deep characters with both good and evil. I want to explore my dark impulses.
I will play a complicated character.
You would. Continue the quiz. Let's see. Choose your weapon. Harp, sorcerer's staff. What is this thing called?
Oh, is it a mace?
But it's like a dual mace. I think it has a different name, but regardless. Or lockpicks.
Lockpicks.
Okay. Rogue is what I'm thinking. As you create your character, you will decide what its strongest trait is. What will you pick? Wisdom, strength, charisma, or dexterity?
Ooh. Do you think I have more wisdom or more charisma?
Charisma.
Okay, charisma. Wow. Thanks for calling me dumb.
You had a question. Where does your power come from? Cunning and connections with other people, music, art, and culture, my emotions and body, the earth, and nature.
Music, art, and culture.
Oh, this thing's gonna be confused. Do you want to be the character that is chaotic or one that is predictable? Like some level of chaos, although overall I want some continuity in my character. Bring on the chaos. I want to be mostly predictable with some mischief or fun when appropriate. I don't want to be chaotic at all.
Mostly predictable, but some mischief.
Okay. Chaotic. Lawful. Yeah, chaotic lawful, I think that is. Okay. When fighting, you want to be right up close to your enemies or stay behind your teammates. Close sometimes, but I want to use smarts instead of straight out strength. Stay farther back and use ranged weapons. I want I want to get nowhere near the enemies. I want to help or heal in some way.
I want to help or heal.
Okay. Number 12. Do you want to spend more time fighting, or do you prefer more role-playing puzzles and other activities?
Role-playing puzzles.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Solve puzzles or play politics. Mix, but I definitely want interpersonal role-playing. I want to be able to do really cool magic, whether that's in battle or to get past obstacles, or I want to fight.
I want to solve puzzles or play politics.
Okay. Last question. How would you rate this quiz? Loved it?
I loved it.
I loved it. Okay. Show me my results. Let's see what it says. It's going to break. Human Bard.
What is it?
At a heart, you're a musician, someone who believes in the power of their craft to inspire and influence others. You're charming, charismatic, and witty, which are perfect traits to pull from your magic when your magic comes from performance. You should probably play a human as well, since the human flair for storytelling and myth runs strong in you. You'll want to pull from your own cultural knowledge and background to weave tales, songs, performances that boost your party.
I don't have any magic. This is bullshit.
That's not true.
Where's my magic? I'm a human.
It comes from the
comes from within.
It comes from storytelling and it comes from magic. It comes from the singing. Bards are singers. You make music.
I don't get to turn into a bird and fly out of a labyrinth. This is bullshit. But I'll take it. Anyway, go back. Bard. I'm a human bard. What are there other types of bards?
Yeah, there are many races. Let's see what are the current D&D races.
Why am I a bard and not like a minstrel? What?
So current this is the current 5th edition races. Dragonborn, dwarf, elf, gnome, half-elf, halfling, half-orc, human, and tiefling? Tiefling?
I don't know.
And then these are specific to other expansions.
Okay, so I'm going to be a human. So view human details.
View human details.
She looks like a badass.
She does look like a badass. Yeah, they're very varied. Everyone's second best friends. That's funny. Yeah, this is. I feel like human is probably a good choice for you. See, like there's. So, for instance, ability score increase. Your ability scores each increase by 1. Your base walking speed is 30 feet. Regardless of your position or in that range, your size is medium.
Okay.
So yeah, like shit like that fills up real fast, right? So like size, medium, race, human, age, doesn't matter. You can choose gender, height, weight, all that stuff doesn't matter. Alignment, that's going to be your lawful good.
I'm lawful good, you think?
Chaotic good, probably.
Chaotic good, okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, varying humans. Yeah, so this is like your human. I'll send you this as well.
Okay. Thank you.
So that fills up like most of this up here, and then you get +1s on this on the ability score. So
that
right
doesn't
here
seem very good.
So it starts
like
right
I feel
here.
like I'm getting my ass handed to me if everything's
Well,
multiplied by like 1.
Not multiplied,
1.
plus.
Oh.
20 is the highest, dude.
Okay.
So like you start at a base 10, so your pluses are going to be 1, so you're going to have 11 strength, 11 constitution, 11 dexterity, etc. etc. Jeez. There it is. This is really detailed.
I can't stop yawning.
Dang, this is really detailed.
See, this is kind of stuff I probably am going to want to look at.
Yeah, see, like you roll dexterity. How do you do all this stuff, though? Yeah, interesting. But yeah, so D&D Beyond. Let's see. This is I think their thing. So what is it? D&D alignments. Lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, neutral chaotic neutral, blah blah blah. Same thing on the other end.
So I'm a chaotic good. We decided.
I think you are maybe neutral good.
It didn't tell me. The quiz didn't tell me. How am I supposed to know?
Shitty quiz. What the fuck? Yeah, so... But, like, you could say, you look at here and decide.
I feel like I'd be pretty neutral.
Like, neutral good.
Because what I said, I'm kind of predictable.
No problems cooperating with lawful officials, but does not feel beholden to them.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. Neutral good.
Chaotic good. Characters usually intend to do the right thing, but their methods are generally disorganized and often out of sync with the rest of society.
No.
I am almost certainly chaotic good.
So I am a neutral good human bard.
Yeah. So alignments. Hold on. What else do we have? Where's the other thing? Is there?
Okay.
Classes.
So I'm gonna have to go watch these videos and read up on this now.
D&D. There we go. dndclasses.com. Bard. There you go. 5th edition Bard. So that's like an elf bard. Fabulously flexible. With access to each aptitude skill, full throwing, and not a bad arrangement of proficiencies, the bard can fill every job in the gathering. The legend bard is a great amount of the exemplary steady bard with improved enchantment alternatives, bolster capacities.
I want that. I want enchantment.
Right, but like bards can be a piece of the missing puzzle, right? Like, utilize aptitude capability and spells for social cooperation and investigating.
Okay.
Like, you have spells.
All right, cool.
You just, like, as a bard, you're not going to do a lot of, like, fisticuffs.
Oh, good. I don't want to.
That's not what's going to be happening.
All right.
You're going to be telling stories and casting shit from afar.
Am I going to have to tell stories?
No.
I don't understand.
There could be a situation where you have to... let's say you need to sing a song to get out of a situation, and you'd roll for that.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to sing.
Oh, okay.
What's funny is I was actually just reading the recent Fantastic Four series. And they were talking about like a lost tale, like a thing that has never been published. And it was a situation where they were coming back from some adventure, out in the universe, and they had this staff that was going to either take them home or like get them lost in the multiverse. And the person that was like explaining this to them says, it's driven by song, so who among you is the best singer?
Oh.
And Sue, Invisible Woman, naturally is like, me. Every other member of the group says Johnny. And Johnny sings Dankeschön.
Do I have to come up with a name for my neutral good human bard?
Yes.
How
it can be anything.
Do you guys does D&D they have like Star Wars names or
Star Wars
where
names?
you take
what
like what is it, all those quizzes where it's like find your name by taking your like the first two letters of your first name.
D&D name generator right
and
here.
Yeah, okay.
You are
I'm a human.
Here are all the things.
I'm a human.
Where is it? Human. There you go.
I don't understand.
Those are your names. Click the generate button to generate a bunch of names.
I want a female name.
Old female names.
No, I want
female
What
names.
the fuck is this?
It's a generator.
They all look Albanian.
No.
Except for Netherwater.
Lothrigo Wooden Basher. No, this looks
I know that looks
Chinese.
like Chinese. I don't. Wait. Stop.
Hirhofli Spiritfire.
No, keep going.
Hirhofli.
No, keep going. Stop.
You can just do this later. Is my point.
I don't know. Can I just make a name?
Sure. As far as names go, so each is represented by two names in the following order.
I'm gonna be Zel Sokov. I'm going to be Zel Sokov.
Zel Sokov?
Zel Sokov.
Okay. I'm going to send that to you right now.
That doesn't sound very feminine.
Zel?
Yeah.
Zel sounds feminine?
I don't know.
Try another one?
Keep going. No, keep going.
There you go. Lahachitsk.
No, gross.
Sounds weird.
I think it's repeating some of them. Hold on. Rod Nuknudge.
What?
I don't know.
Nuke nuds.
Nuke nuds. No, keep going.
There you go.
No, I think I'll be Zel Sokov.
Zel Sokov. All right.
Zel Sokov.
I'm going to text it to you. Zel Sokov.
Zel Sokov.
There you go. You are now. I dub thee Zel Sokov.
The neutral good human bard.
You're just going to keep repeating that until you know it, right?
I am.
Zel Sokov.
Sokov.
Send.
All right.
So.
That's like, I think I'm good. As
good
as I'm going to be. I'm going to have to look at the videos that you sent me and the info that he sent me, but I have like a direction now.
Good. Yeah, see, these are all different like variants.
Is Cthulhu part of Dungeons and Dragons? Is that what it...
Cthulhu is a character that was developed by... I'm going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Lovecraft.
Oh,
got
okay.
it. Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft in the fucking 30s, 40s, like a long fucking time ago.
I don't know.
And it is in the public domain. And it is an elder god, and it is used in a lot of things. And yes, the Call of Cthulhu is a D&D variant where you can play inside of that universe. But
interesting.
Like, Pathfinder's another one, very popular. A writer I know wrote the comic book series of Pathfinder. There's a Starfinder kind of, variant, sci-fi variant. All sorts of different shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. Lots of options and possibilities. No, you don't have to sing, you don't have to have an accent. You could just do the thing.
I don't have to like show up in like a fucking robe and like
No.
Here's thou art, Zel Sokov.
Here's thou art.
The singer of the song.
No, you definitely don't have to do that at all.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I've given you some release in this.
Yes. I'm going to go to bed now.
Yeah? That's going to be it for you?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to take a neutral good shower.
Neutral. That's going to be it for this one. Just a brief one. We got 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Quick, brief episode of the Tangents Podcast. I'm going to be reaching out to some people. I'm going to just tell you something right now. And there's like 2 people that
Am I going to be mad?
Podcast. No.
Okay.
2 people that are going to be listening to this podcast get to find out. By the way, no one DM'd me regarding that gift card, which means no one listens to this podcast.
Aww.
Maybe one day. Who knows? But I'm going to be launching a magazine. Remember, remember I was telling you about the sorcerer and the catalyst question? Catalyst
yes.
versus guide.
Okay,
yeah. So I'm going to be putting together. Essentially, I'm going to turn it into kind of like an anthology magazine, whereas I'm going to be sharing people's work, contact a bunch of indie artists and shit like that, and share like a chapter or 2 out of their comic book series that they're publishing elsewhere, and that'll be part of kind of like heavy metal. Do you know what heavy metal is?
Like the music?
The magazine?
No.
Heavy Metal is an independent magazine, but they have like strict guidelines. Like it takes a long time for people to like even get a response from them, let alone to get in. But it'd be very much like me reaching out and saying like, hey, do you want to be in this? And I'm just gonna host it on the one website, the Catalyst website, and like it'll be like a newsletter thing. Like I'll send it to people's emails, where they're just gonna get like a chapter or two of, 4, 5, 6, who knows? I mean, it's digital, so it doesn't fucking matter how long it is. Right. A bunch of people's, comic books, as well as like we'll do some like written interviews as well with the creators of them and other creators, and
cool.
It was something that there was an old magazine called Wizard. It was originally called Wizard: The Guide to Comics, and it fell off and it died eventually, completely. So it's going to be called Sorcerer: The Beacon to Sequentials.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Sorcerer: The Beacon to Sequentials. Been working on the logo, so. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to bring people on the podcast and then converting that to text as well, and some of those interviews and stuff like that.
Cool.
Pretty excited.
Nice.
That's it. That's all we got for this one. It was just like an awkward pause for no reason. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next one.
This is Zel Sokov signing
off. God damn it.